Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where we are currently fairly in debt right now, and we really do need to do something about that. So our primary issue is our construction goods, and of that is basically all iron. Now we have plenty of iron production that we can do. It'll take a while to build these iron mines, and that is definitely something that I want to do. As a temporary measure, we may be best off to simply import the iron. So that's almost certainly something that we want to do. We can do an import route here, and how much will we need to import? Let's take a quick look. We're at minus 3.09k, so we need to import like 3,000. Okay, this is going to cost a decent amount of bureaucracy, but it should be okay. We have plenty of convoys, plenty of bureaucracy. I think that's okay. We'll just sort by productivity here, and we'll just make our way down and get a bunch of this that is positive in the productivity. So we'll import a bit of iron there. I don't think, based on the costs that we're actually paying here, I don't think we need to import any other kinds of materials. Wood might be okay, and we could see about it. There's a little bit of wood that we could import. So something along the lines of that. And that's a temporary measure. We absolutely want to be producing it ourselves eventually. But we'll go ahead and do that, and we'll see what that does to our economy. We immediately see some unproductive trade routes. Hilarious. And we'll get rid of, I guess, just that one? Okay, sure. Well, we'll keep an eye on that. That will reduce the price of iron to some degree. We do need to finish up these railways. No doubt about that. And we also really do need to get our budget balanced, right? There's very much something that we need to do there. 54.2k is going to Great Britain. That's not great. Indeed. And we'll see if we can ban slavery here pretty quick. Our prices have come down a little bit. I do think that it's still worthwhile. How much iron do we produce? 40 per level? Okay. I think that it's still worthwhile to make some additional iron mines. I'm going to queue up 3 of them. Excellent. So that will be done. We're definitely going to need to work on our iron costs. I also want to go through our current queue here and find any iron that is already in the queue. We know there's a fair amount of it that was auto-queued. So where is that? Those are sugar and tea plantations, dye, opium, coffee, cotton, banana, coffee, livestock, rice. Here's some logging camps that we should probably move up. Iron mine here. Logging camps. And these are all auto-queued. This is not things that we put in. So this iron mine here gets moved up. So something along the lines of that, to prioritize the currently expensive goods. Now, we're still going to want to work on our railways. That's definitely a thing that we're going to want to do. So we're going to move all of this back up. We're going to move up these railways. Not any of these other bits here for right now. Just the railways. There we go. And that, of course, means that we want to split our time between railways and iron mines for the time being. Iron mines are by far our largest cost. So we need to get that done. And there we go. That's underway. Cool. So that will address some of those issues. Some of them. 38.9, that's not too bad. We've cut our deficit about in half. That's a very good sign. And we need to continue to work on that. Tools are currently expensive as well. All of these trade routes are now considered unproductive. So we'll get rid of the unproductive routes. Okay. And backroom dealings have been exposed. Not great. That's down to a 32% chance now. Cool. So we definitely need to get our economy under control, right? No doubt about that. That is 100% something that we need. We're working on modern sewerage for the moment. We may actually need to swap over to something like mutual funds. So that would mean postal savings. Indeed it would. And so we shall. We'll move that over. Interesting that we're constructing a coal mine here. Oh, that's in the private construction. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So we're going to get these done. I'm going to move this iron mine to... Oh, I moved that to the bottom. Wait, I'm dumb. I need to move that back to the top. And we want to move our railways like so. So we just need to keep reorganizing these here and there to be like that. That'll do. Excellent. We need to drive down our construction costs. That's the primary mission right now. 31.9% on that slavery ban. We're trying to get there. Hopefully we get there eventually. Cool. As far as the private constructions go, that'll take a bit, but that's okay. So this is all looking good. We're going to have some iron mines finishing up in 2 weeks here. Beautiful. 1 week. And there's a bunch of iron mines finishing. So we're going to move this iron mine here. We're going to keep prioritizing iron for the time being. Iron is our highest cost by a very wide margin. So we're going to do this and then bring up our iron mine here. There we go. And I'm assuming iron is actually not expensive, considered expensive right now, but I'm willing to bet that that's still by far our largest cost here. Although the amount has dropped. So that's good. I say as it went right back up the very next week. Okay. Well, we're going to finish up a bunch more of these iron mines, and these railways are going to finish up fairly soon as well. So that's great. I want to check in here. Let's see. Mysore, how much do we have set up there? +1 railway. So this railway is going to be 20 infrastructure. Railways are definitely better than ports insofar as they're actually making earnings. So we need like +2 here, but I think we just finished some. I'm going to leave that be for the moment. We'll get back to that. Cool. Aristocrats are investing in the sugar plantations. That's fine. We can definitely see in our investment pool, our construction costs have dropped by a lot. So that's a very good sign. Okay, so that railway finishes. Now I want to move these railways up like so. There we go. Excellent. And then as these railways finish, we probably don't care too much, as long as we're working on all of our railways simultaneously here. So that looks good. We're going to ban slavery. Silk input goods shortage. Okay. For the moment, we'll simply import it from, like, the papal market. We'll be able to deal with silk later, for sure. There's not going to be a silk problem. But for right now, we have other issues. So we'll simply import the silk. Hey, slavery actually banned. Beautiful. So with slavery banned, that is one of the law changes that we needed. If we go into our journal here under Reform the Indies, we're going to need to get rid of land-based taxation and serfdom. It doesn't matter what we go on to. We just need to do something there. Unfortunately, we can't do either of these. We need a political movement, and currently there is not one. So that is sad. We're still running the silk input goods shortage. That's a very, very large increase there. Let's import all of the silk. Okay. So we'll get that going. Hopefully that will be sufficient. At least for right now. And our railways are going to be finishing up shortly, as are some of our iron mines. So we're working on these 3 railways right now. That's all reasonably fine. Oof, that construction efficiency up in the Himalayas, though. That's a bit rough, no doubt about that. And we are going to require, it looks like, an additional actually, that just changed from 9 to 1. Let's give it one more week tick. Okay. We're going to build one more there. And that goes at the top. Cool. So we've got these iron mines and mostly logging camps at this point queued up. So those are being worked on. We can continue to run this deficit for a while, but we are definitely working on that. Our construction goods are getting less expensive. Still mostly iron and wood. Tools will eventually become less of a, or actually more of a problem, won't they? They will. They'll eventually become more of a problem. But for right now, they're not something that's really worth focusing on. Cool. So we can see here our investment pool is still shrinking, and we're not getting that much better. That's because we're primarily paying for this out of our investment pool, I think. No, that's not true. We're only getting 41.2k out of our investment pool, and we're paying 164k in construction goods. Okay. So as a hypothetical, if we were to pause this... Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. So we're by no means fully paying for this out of our construction pool. Okay. This trade route is unproductive, but the other silk routes are all productive. We know that artillery is expensive. That's not super shocking. Have we turned down our artillery here? We have. Why is artillery expensive if we're not actually consuming any? Okay. We must have a small base amount of artillery that we consume. Okay. That's noted. Cool. So iron and wood are still considered expensive. Occasionally. Sometimes they're dropping off of that. But these railways will be finishing up eventually. The efficiency is definitely making Himalayas and Baluchistan difficult to construct in, but that's okay for the time being. Beautiful. So these logging camps build fairly quickly, right? And the iron mines, they're not super quick, but they are building reasonably quickly. And we're getting a lot better in terms of our deficit. We do absolutely need to start making money. How are we doing on our notoriety? 90? Okay, yeah, we need to continue to chill on that. We absolutely need to be working on internal stuff. I really wish that we could change our laws here. Indeed. So I'm guessing that it's the landowners that, well, obviously, it's the landowners that don't want to change these laws, right? I mean, we're a chartered company, so we're totalitarian. We've got this all going on, right? So if we go into here, it claims that we're a presidential republic. We're not actually. We're a chartered company. So we need to be able to change some of these things. We could go to a dedicated police force, and that would actually be really helpful, actually. State penalties from turmoil would be good. Let's go ahead and enact that. We have a very good chance of getting that enacted. Since we can't enact anything else of note, I think that'll be fine. Cool. So landowners are no longer super angry, and this is boosting up our income from agriculture, ranching, and plantations. So that's good. Landowners are happy that we're putting in a dedicated police force. I don't know that we're going to be able to change the other two required laws in 7 years. It just kind of depends on what political movements we have. Which isn't great. I'm not going to lie. That is not great. Let's go ahead and check over here. Okay, it looks like these are all good. We're still building these last two railways. They're going to take a while to build because of the turmoil. That said, getting dedicated police forces should help that. And that'll allow us to put in a police institution. So that should be good. We currently have a hardwood input goods shortage. That's remarkable, considering that we're expanding our logging so much. Are we not getting any hardwood out of that? Let's see here. Logging camps. Okay, we're on no hardwood production. Got it. Let's produce hardwood. That would be nice. So there's that problem solved. Excellent. So the railway in Baluchistan is going to be done this next week. That's very, very good. We've got more logging camps finishing up. Our railway in Himalayas is still 14 weeks out, which is a long time. I'm hoping that the dedicated police force goes through right away. That would be ideal. Let's see how that goes. And our GDP is kind of chilling. a large amount of our GDP issues, I think, is due to our radicalism. Our radicals are going up due to unfulfilled political movement demands. Fair enough. They want, like, poor laws, right? We're not paying any welfare right now. And I'd rather keep it that way for the moment. We'll get there. Excellent. So we're definitely seeing our economy improve here. Looking at our construction goods, there's still a lot spent on iron. Iron is still quite expensive. I wouldn't mind... Let's actually check in on the exact price of iron. Plus 14. That's not that bad. Okay, noted. Arousing speech captivated the public. We now have nearly an 80% chance of enacting this, and hopefully it goes through on this attempt. So building all of these will contribute to our bottom line, right? There's no doubt about that. I was really hoping the dedicated police force would go through. That's quite important. We're only 3 weeks away from the railway in Himalayas, though, and that will be excellent to have that done. Our investment pool is growing. Okay. For the moment, we can't afford to expand our construction sectors. We'll get there. It's now back to being negative, so that's probably indicative that it was not pulling out of the investment pool for one of the constructions and was pulling from our finances. That's very likely. So we need to get this turned around, right? Absolutely. We need to start paying down our debt. We're getting close. We're getting very close. The dedicated police force would actually help a lot. We've got a lot of tax waste. Well, actually only 3%. But average uncollected taxes, that's a lot. Most of it is due to insufficient taxation capacity, which we expect. We fully expect that. Cool. So the dedicated police force should go through very, very quickly here. Our railways are now complete, and are we lacking infrastructure anywhere? I mean, we're going to in South Bengal eventually, but for now, it seems reasonably fine. How are we doing in terms of our employment? Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. That's looking good. So let's look in here quick. We've got silk and iron routes that are inactive. We can go ahead and cancel those for the moment. That seems fine. And what is currently considered expensive? That closed on me. Can we not scroll to the top every 5 seconds? Okay. Tools, and we've got some market access issues in all of these locations. Why would that be? There's no infrastructure issues. Because infrastructure usage is lower or equal to infrastructure plus 26, base market access is 100. It's connected to the British market with market access reduced to 97% due to low shipping lane effectiveness. Okay, so I feel like there's not a lot we can do about that. Other than exit the British market. We now have the dedicated police force. That's great. And we're going to immediately... we can't actually work our way down this due to the bureaucracy requirements. Okay. Noted. Hopefully that market access issue fixes. We're in the British market right now, and I would absolutely prefer to get our own market. That would be nice. But for the moment, we're just going to continue working on this. We do not need to build additional infrastructure to deal with the market access. In fact, it looks like the British have dealt with the market access issue. That is good. This trade route is now unproductive. We'll get rid of it. Excellent. Okay, so we still need to be worried about our construction costs, right? No doubt about that. Iron and wood are still expensive, so I'd like to go through here again, looking for any logging camps that we can move up, and iron mines. We're not queuing any additional. This is all auto-queued. So for the moment, that will do. What do we got over here? Looks like nothing, although there is this tooling workshop that I will go ahead and move up. Yeah, no tooling workshops over here. So what else do we have? I'm not expecting too much out over here. Here's a tooling workshop. Here's a logging camp. Those seem reasonably fine. Yep, there's all this plantations over here. Those are reasonably important to get done, but for right now, they seem to be okay. Cool. So we'll get the iron, logging, and tooling workshops done. And the logging camps are, of course, quite quick. So that'll be fine. Do we not have music playing? Apparently we do. It's just like dead silence. Let's move on over to another song. There we go. Fantastic. So we're at minus 22k right now, and we definitely want to do something about that. This is unproductive. There we go. Tools are currently expensive, and that taxation capacity is a problem. So I'm going to go through and actually right now, I'm going to go through and add a government administration. Anywhere that we don't have sufficient taxation capacity, we're going to add one government administration. There we go. Just like that. That was all put at the top, and that was deliberate. We are going to... we're going to do, like, half of these at the top, I think. Well, no, I think we'll work right through this. Kind of as is. I want to make sure that all of these that were being worked on will still be worked on. Like that. We'll skip this for the moment. But I want to also work on these government administrations. So we're going to move up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 government administrations simultaneously. There we go. Government administrations are pretty quick to build. That will give us more bureaucracy, and that will also start to work on collecting some of these unrealized taxes, which will be important. We're not over-queuing them. We're being a bit cautious with them, but that is still important. Cool. I really do want to change serfdom and taxation laws. Unfortunately, we just can't. We just can't change those. Hopefully, eventually. Within the 6 years, ideally. We'll see if that ends up happening. But for now, we're going to work on these government administrations. This one's going to be working for a while. The Himalaya construction efficiency is not great. That's for sure. But these iron mines will finish up, and we want to drive down the price of iron again. So mutiny is probably going to be a problem, right? And after we're done with averting mutiny, we're definitely going to break free from England. That is going to be the plan. So that should be good. The investment pool is currently growing, but we need to continue to drive down the price of iron. But I feel like government administrations are starting to become incredibly important. So this is the way we're going to do it. We're going to go down the list, and we're going to queue up one in each location that requires a government administration if we go in here and sort by taxation. And we'll just slowly work our way through this. So that means that we're going to be working on these for a while, right? And now I'm going to move... Actually, I'm going to keep this as is. We're working on these. That should be fine. The tooling workshops will finish up, the logging camps will, and we'll work more on these government administrations. We can see us already down to less than 1 page of government administrations, so I think this is okay. Steam engine time was just completed. Okay. Railway building throughput and motor industry building throughput. We'll take the progress on steel railway cars. That'll be fine. So as that finishes up, in theory, we should get enough bureaucracy eventually to start moving down law enforcement. I believe we cannot go all the way down. That'll be a lot of bureaucracy, but we're going to be making a lot of bureaucracy as well. Cool. So these government administrations will be finished up in the eventual times. Yes, that is the term we're going to go with. It's going to be a bit. But they will improve our taxation capacity in a lot of locations, in theory. Tools and wood are currently expensive. That's fine. We're going to get back down to building logging camps soon enough. We absolutely need to turn this around, right? Our interest is getting worse and worse all the time, and we need to handle that. I would absolutely love to change some of these laws. That would be nice. That would be nice. The landowners are currently neutral. And that's okay. I wouldn't mind... Investment pool efficiency? Okay, whatever. That doesn't really matter all that much. So we're going to finish up the existing government administrations, and these 2 tooling workshops will help matters a fair amount as well. Cool. So these are all underway. And another tooling workshop finishes. Crystal glass has just been unlocked. So we should probably make sure that we are on crystal glass right now. That is going to consume less wood and more lead. Okay, consuming less wood is not bad. So we'll go ahead and do that for the moment. Cool. And we're working on that taxation capacity. So these are going to take a while to build. No doubt about that. We're going to be done with the rest of our government administrations actually reasonably soon. This isn't so bad in terms of how long it's going to take to get this pass. It's going to be a lot of passes, no doubt about that. But they should pay for themselves, in theory. And we can see that our balance is actually improving. So that's good. Very, very good there. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to look to get ourselves back into the positives. That is absolutely necessary at this point. We need to be focused very heavily on that. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, James, Shadow Wolf, Mlohan80, Kentogan, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Rogue Corvid, Anna the Elephant, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.